Well, hello and welcome to episode 70. And this will be the last show titled episode such and such, as Patty, who did such an exceptional job on her first video with me, suggested that I abandon the episode label, and I agree. Also, the videos we did last week together got the most views ever among all of my 112 videos. And I have to hand it to her. She's the reason, and you will see more of her, though I wish she lived closer. She was and will be a rookie sensation. Thank you again, Patty, and we'll see you soon. While we shared a Skype session with our son recently, my wife was telling him that she has long days every day. And I told him that, yeah, her long days start when she gets home at 5:30 after working all day, and they last until the next morning when she wakes up. In other words, her long days start when she has to deal with me. Her job offers her a safe haven, and she'll probably never leave her job unless, of course, I die. And I'm going to quote some of Christopher Hitchens' comments. He was a British author, journalist, and critic who was not someone you'd ever want to debate since he was extremely bright, quick witted, bitter, and quite comical. However, he passed away back in 2011. He admitted to being obsessed with sex, and he claimed that ever since he discovered that his God given male member would give him no peace, he decided to give it no rest in return. And in Northern Ireland, an atheistic community is a real thing. And one man was pulled out of a car in a balaclava and asked, "Are you a Catholic or a Protestant?" To which the man replied, "Well, I'm a Jewish atheist." And the man asked, "Well, are you a Protestant Jewish atheist or a Catholic Jewish atheist?" And at a speaking conference luncheon, he claimed that he broke two commandments while he was there and stated that that's what commandments are for, to be broken. And at another conference, he was asked to be seated, to which he replied, "I need the podium, the pulpit, and if I can't be erect, at least I'll be upright." So this man is watching in fascination as another man is pulling at his beard, wailing and flailing and quite upset, and asks, "I couldn't help notice you being unusually devout in your address to the wall, to the divine. Would you mind if I ask you what you were praying for?" The man replied by saying that he was praying that there should be peace, that there should be mutual love and respect between all peoples. "So what do you think?" says the visitor. And he replies by saying, "Well, it's like talking to the wall." Asked if he believes in free will, Hitchens replied, "Of course we do. We don't have any other choice. And I'm not looking for consensus. I'm not in the mood right now." And anyone who is a Seinfeld fan remembers the Soup Nazi episode. And I was fortunate enough to try their soup one afternoon many years ago. And if you recall, when Jerry and his girlfriend Sheila start kissing and talking baby talk while in the shop, Kassem, the soup Nazi, scolds Sheila and denies her her soup, and she expects Jerry to leave with her. But he's so enamored by the soup, as I was, he responds by saying, "Do I know you?" It was quite humorous, and I always thought to myself, I might have done the same thing. I wanted the lobster bisque that day, but in the interest of economics, I settled for mulligatawny soup, which was quite superb. And while I worked in New York City, I always meant to return, but never did, and it became the original soup man after it came out of bankruptcy, and from what I hear, it's not quite the same. My wife asked me why I was doing these videos, and I replied by saying that I enjoy doing them, and it's a way of leaving something behind for posterity. Or did I really mean posterior, which means, of course, ass, buttocks, or backside? I tend to think it was the latter. I watched a documentary on the Murdoch murders in South Carolina, and it's ironic how they kept bringing up the term Low Country, a cultural region along the South Carolina southern coast where the Murdochs resided. And from what I saw of the program, it seems as though it was aptly named. These folks stood up to the name. They could not have gotten any lower. They're an extremely wealthy family made up mostly of lawyers, and they held a lot of influence and power. And they went quite a few steps too far, and it caught up with them. These people were batshit crazy. And when a black female newscaster was reporting live near one of the scenes where Maggie and Paul were murdered, she had this very subtle smile on her face, which seems to say, "Damn, these wealthy and influential white people went way overboard and did something really stupid. And they had everything you could imagine, but it goes to show the more you have, the more you have to lose." And I get a kick out of the two lawyers, Michael Cohen and Bob Costello, in the Trump trial about Stormy Daniels, when they both stated their sides, which totally contradicted the others. And I naturally thought that one of them has to be lying, but they're both lawyers, so there is a chance that they're both lying simply because both of them can't be telling the truth. But I also suppose that the one place on this planet where there couldn't possibly be any more lying than in the courts. Plus, in many instances, we never really find out who's telling the truth. Life can be a fabrication. And I enjoyed Al Franken on The Daily Show as they were discussing the upcoming UN report on climate change. And naturally, they forecasted some threatening news, and that within 30 to 40 years or so, the population on Earth will actually dwindle, which means that they're running out of time in managing global warming. Then Al Franken noted that us baby boomers are possibly the last generation to live on a comfortable and normal planet, and that we also may be the last generation to coin the phrase, catch the last helicopter out of Saigon. And that for many, we may be the last generation to understand that reference. I will stop here.